some amazingly compelling kind of neuroscience that's happening right now that shows us how emotional experiences, the quality of the relation, actually influence the emerging architecture of the brain. They sculpt the wiring of the brain. There is no part of the brain, whether it be the way the brain thinks or the way the brain feels, there's no part of it that isn't influenced by these interactions and how the brain circuits are established.
Teaching at a school that's about 97% free and reduced lunch comes with a lot of challenges.
You could have been fussing and feuding and yelling about what you wanted, but you were respectful to each of your classmates in your tribe. You know what that shows? It shows discipline. Exactly, Brianna. Thank you, Haley. And it shows teamwork. It shows you are disciplined first graders and you have teamwork. Kiss your brains for that.
The challenge of focusing on the positive every day in the classroom and every little thing that you see going right to call it out and just watch the transformation from the children. It gives them their energy to keep doing what's right.
You have done an excellent job this entire reading lesson. You have shown so much discipline. You waited patiently to raise your hand, and we really appreciate that. How does that make you feel?
I appreciate it.
Make you feel really happy? I'm proud of you for that. Show that discipline the rest of the day. You came back and got right on track. You proud of him, Tribe 1?
Yeah.
If they make poor choices,
Mr. Englehart's class, reset. Everybody reset.
students are asked to reset their behavior by sitting quietly, even as the class goes on.
They simply go to a table and sit with their head down for 1 minute. And if they're sitting quietly, I will see that. I will say restart, and they'll come right back to the group.
I mean, I'll say, you know, there are times when I get annoyed about something and I just need to give myself a moment to reset and just like take that breath.
When you're not conducting yourself a certain way, you're not, you know, beat down because of it, but they're encouraging you to, you know, to straighten up.
With kids, that's a really important message. You might have just made a really terrible choice. Okay, but that's past. The only thing important now is, can you learn from that and make a better choice tomorrow. You will never learn to make a good choice if you're not allowed to make choices. And then you need those caring adults that you're connected to, that you know respect you and you respect them, to then reflect back to you. Oh, this was the choice you made. This was the outcome that it led to.
Thanks for showing up.
You have 75.
Oh yeah, is that enough? 75? Oh yeah, is that enough? You need 85 cents.
Most resets are issued individually and subtly. Here, Dylan is about to receive a reset, even as Michael stays focused on a writing lesson and Zeke.
Under.
Dylan, reset at your seat.
And can I put the beehives up?
Michael doesn't stop class momentum with energy-draining reprimands. He doesn't reward negative behavior in attention-seeking students. He continues his lesson, inserting an occasional reset without missing a beat.
What does over start with?
Are we cleaning up, Where is my picture? What is this?
I'm going to give you back.
What's this? What is it? And John, thank you for cleaning up. Jasmine and Messiah, Justin and Peter and things. Raven, thank you for cleaning up. Kaylani, thank you for cleaning up. I still see stuff on the floor. No. Messiah, look at me. You mean like how I did? Nicholas, you need to clean up.
Your heart approach is simply utilizing a different way to communicate that solicits that character response, that gets the energy for all of the great things that's actually going on right under your nose.
Did you see how they opened it up? Patrick read the question, said, Allie, what do you think? This is what I got. And she said, I got that too. What do you think? They're all taking turns. That's wonderful.
It's identifying behavior that's working. It's identifying a behavior that creates success.
I'm looking for those kids who are doing exactly what we're supposed to be doing, and I immediately compliment them. Yes. Tell them that they're doing exactly what I'm asking them to do. No, don't answer the question. As soon as I say that, everyone around them starts to do exactly the same thing. But the only thing is, in this statement, they're not comparing the two. They're talking only about Helen Keller. That's a great connection you made. You know, you took something about Louis Braille, and you're kind of connecting it to Helen Keller. And that's a great point.
When you utilize the approach, make sure that what you're looking at and the reflection you're giving back is something that's actually happening. Look at you. You're giving me eye contact. You got your book over to the right page, and you're focused on what we're doing. That's irrefutable. The child is actually doing that.
I like how you haven't given up. Since you haven't found the word, you're still trying. Sandy, you know what you just did? You broke a word apart. That was a really good skill. You used your reading skills on that one. So all you have to do is take off the ing. Good job.
Nashawn, you are sitting on your bottom nice and quiet. It shows you are ready and eager to learn today.
Jordan, you know, I noticed that you were raising your hand during the story, and you weren't calling out. which was really thinking about other people because you didn't want to interrupt the story. So what would you like to say now? But then the other students hear me, and they want me to say that to them too. You're being great role models by facing forward and crisscrossing your legs. Demetrius, I like how you're walking and not jumping through the classroom. I like how you're holding that and waiting for Jadarian to finish until you take your turn.
What's this word? Do you know the letters? Come on.
D A Y.
You know that word? Day. What word is that?
8.
Good. Almost. The word is at.
At. The.
Sound it out.
Beach.
The word is shore. It's almost like beach. Very good. Now, read the whole thing for me.
In fact, we've had people from the Cleveland School District come into our school and say, you know, what are you doing? How are you succeeding? We've got the same population of students. I think the very first thing is the behavior, that we're very strict on behavior.
Before we start the story, let's go over the rules for listening. Now, if you want to say something during the story, what do? You raise your hand. Has everyone show me how to raise your hand?
No,
Take a break. Right, and when you raise your hand, come back on. When you raise your hand, you go like this. Ooh, 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 call me, call me, call me. Or no, you don't do that. You raise your hand nicely and wait to be called on. Because if Kania doesn't, yeah, take a break. So if Kania doesn't see you because she's reading, I'll see you and I'll make sure you get called. What we're going to do is we're going to move you. You're going to come. You're going to sit on the rug. Now, if you do a good job sitting on the rug, we're going to move you back to your seat. Is that understood? Yeah. All right. So I'm not going to be giving you guys any warning. If you're talking out at all, you just come. You sit down. It's not a big deal. And if you do a good job there, you can move back to your seat. Then we'll all heard. Monty, right on the wall like you're supposed to. Go, please take a break. All right, come back. Thank you for taking a good break. Thank you, Sophia, for sitting with your legs crossed, paying attention.
Can we play
Thank you. Thank you for asking so politely. We will see what games we play. We will get to
I like all the games except for the dinosaur one. I do the dinosaur challenge. We do dinosaur challenge.
Hi, Nara, how are you?
Why are you getting
I'm filming Paul. Not you, filming Paul.
We're doing Blobby first.
So, you guys know how this goes. So every day, you sit down on the wall, and I wait for everyone to be sitting nice and quietly before we start, right?